Good morning, guys. Welcome back to S.st.classes. Hope you all are enjoying your studies at your home. First of all, I would like to ensure you that there is no need to worry about your studies. I'm here to take care about that. So, in the last video, we were discussing about Mahajanpadas, administration during the Mahajanpad period, especially the administration of the republics. After that, we discuss about the different kind of supportive elements supported to rise Chandragupta Maurya, or we can say that supported Chandragupta Maurya to establish a new dynasty which is known as Mauryan dynasty. So, with the help of Chanakya, Chandragupta Maurya established Mauryan dynasty in 322 before Common Era. And after establishing that, he defeated many rulers, means ruler of the different states, and after that established all India inclusive empire. He was the first ruler who established all India inclusive empire. Before that, no one was able to do it. So in this way, we can say that he was the first Indian ruler, means the first all Indian ruler. Is that clear? So you can find a question like, who was the first all Indian ruler? Then your answer would be Chandragupta Maurya. Is that clear? Now here in this video we are going to discuss about the remaining elements related with Mauryan dynasty. Mean to say that about the remaining two major emperors of Mauryan dynasty, Bindusar and Ashoka. So first of all we are going to start our discussion from Bindusar. So the first point is Bindusar. Bindusar was the son and successor of Chandragupta Maurya. Means after Chandragupta Maurya, he became the ruler and he was the son and successor of Chandragupta Maurya. Bindusar became the ruler after the death of Chandragupta Maurya. When Chandragupta Maurya died in 298 before Common Era, after that Bindusar became the ruler. Is that clear? And Bindusar ruled till 273 before Common Era. I would like to remind you one thing in your book. It is mentioned that 274 before Common Era. It does not mean that 273 before Common Era is wrong or 274 before Common Era is wrong. Both are right. As in the beginning of this dynasty, means in the with the Chandragupta Maurya, means when we were discussing about Chandragupta Maurya, at that time we discussed that Chandragupta Maurya started the Mauryan dynasty in 322 before Common Era. But according to some texts, they started that in 323 before Common Era. In this way, if we take 322 before Common Era as the beginning of the Mauryan dynasty, then 273 before Common Era is the right answer. On the other hand, if we take 223 before Common Era as the beginning of the Mauryan dynasty or as the beginning of the rule of Chandragupta Maurya, then 274 before Common Era is the right answer. So in this way, both are right. Is that clear? So Bindusar became the ruler in 298 before Common Era. He was the son and successor of Chandragupta Maurya. The name of the Prime Minister of Bindusar was Chanakya. Then Chanakya was also the Prime Minister of Bindusar. After the death of Bindusar, Radha became the Prime Minister of Bindusar. At first, Chanakya was the Prime Minister of Bindusar, and after the death of Chanakya, Radha became the Prime Minister of Bindusar. Is that clear? After that, Bindusar had different names in different texts. Means according to different texts, we find different names for Bindusar. For example, in the Greek text, Bindusar is referred as Amithrocatus. The Greek authors referred Bindusar as Amithrocatus. On the other hand, in Vayu Puran, Bindusar has been referred as Madrasa. At some places, you can also find it as Bhadrasa. Both are right. So Bindusar was referred as Madrasa in the Vayu Puran. Now, if we talk about the Jain text, then according to Jain text, his name was Singsen. Means we can say that according to Jain text, the successor of Chandragupta Maurya was Singsen. So in this way, for Bindusar, Jain text used the name that is Singsen. According to Vayu Puran, Madrasar, and according to Greek authors, Amithrocatus. Is that clear? Okay. The name of Bindusar's mother was Durdhara. Bindusar had a large empire, but he didn't win any part. Means we can say that by winning he didn't join any part in the Mauryan Empire. He just maintained the same empire which was established by Chandragupta Maurya. Is that clear? Okay. After that, the next point is, in the court of Bindusar, many foreign rulers sent their ambassadors. First of all, we will discuss about Greek ruler Antiochus. First, then Greek ruler Antiochus first appointed Diametus as his ambassador in the court of Bindusar. On the other hand, the ruler of Egypt, Ptolemy II, or Philadelphus, appointed Dionysius as his ambassador. Is that clear? So in this way, the name of Bindusar according to different texts was Amithrocatus, according to Vayu Puran, Madrasa, according to Jain text Singsen, his mother name was Durdhara, and the foreign rulers appointed his ambassadors. Appointed their ambassadors in the court of Bindusar were Antiochus first, appointed Diametus, and along with that Ptolemy II appointed Dionysius as the ambassador. At the time of Bindusar, two revolts took place at Taxila. To crush the first revolt, Bindusar sent Ashoka, and at the second time he sent Susi. And according to some texts, especially according to the Veda, which gives us the complete information about Ashoka, at the time of Bindusar in Taxila, 3 times revolt took place. To crush the first, Ashoka was sent there. For the second one, Susi went there, and after that, again for crushing the third revolt, Ashoka went there. So, in the first revolt, Ashoka successfully crushed the revolt. But when Susi went there, then he was not able to cross that. Then again Ashoka went there and crossed that revolt. In this way, Ashoka proved his eligibility to be the ruler, to be the successor of Bindusar. And finally, with the help of the ministers and courtiers of Bindusar, by killing Susim, Ashoka became the next ruler of Mauryan dynasty. Mean to say that the natural successor of Bindusar was Susim, but after killing Susim, Ashoka became the ruler. Now, finally, Bindusar died in 273 before Common Era, and with the death of Bindusar, the next ruler was Susim. Means the Prince Susim became the ruler after the death of Bindusar, but he was killed by Ashoka, and finally Ashoka became the next ruler of Mauryan dynasty. Is that clear? Now, as the next we are going to discuss about Ashoka. Now, Ashoka. Now, two very important things we have to keep in mind about Ashoka. Ashoka came in power in 273 before Common Era after the death of Bindusar. But he was coronated in 269 before Common Era. You have to keep both of these dates in your mind. Coronation of Ashoka was in 269 before Common Era, and he came in power in 273 before Common Era. Because most of the incidents related with the life of Ashoka, we will find with the mention like in the 8th year of coronation, 7th year of coronation, 10th year of coronation, 20th year of coronation. So for that we have to keep all these things in our mind. Okay, so Ashoka came in power in 273 before Common Era, and he became the ruler, as means we can say that he was coronated on 269 before Common Era. Is that clear? Okay. So after the death of Bindusar, Susim became the ruler, but Ashoka killed Susim, and in this way Ashoka became the next ruler of Mauryan dynasty. Ashoka was the first ruler who used rock edicts and inscriptions for addressing his masses. And according to the rock edicts of Ashoka, we find his name as Devanam Priya and Devanam Priyadasi. Devanam Priyadasi. Means in most of the rock edicts and inscriptions of Ashoka is named as, or we can say that his name is referred with his title Devanam Priya and Devanam Priyadasi. Is that clear? So there is a question for you, and that is, except Ashoka, which were the other rulers who adopted the title of Devanam Priya or Devanam Priyadasi? And one more thing, from which ruler Ashoka got inspiration to adopt the title of Devanam Priya and Devanam Priyadasi? Is that clear? So which were the rulers adopted title of Devanam Priya and Devanam Priyadasi except Ashoka? And the next, from which ruler Ashoka get inspiration? He got inspiration to adopt the title of Devanam Priya and Devanam Priyadasi. Is that clear? Okay. Now, the information about the life of Ashoka we mostly found from a book which is known as Divya Vadan, and sometimes it is also referred as Divya Vadan. Okay, Divya Vadan or Divyadan. Okay, so the complete information about the life of Ashoka is provided by Divyadan or Divya Vadan. After that, only 4 rock edicts are there which named Ashoka as Ashoka, means we can say that Ashoka's name as Ashoka we find only in 4 inscriptions, which are Maski, Gujarat, Udegolam and Netu. So only four rock edicts are there which provide us information, or we can say that which named Ashoka as Ashoka are Maski, Gujjarla, Udegolam and Netu. Is that clear? Now, according to the rock edicts of Ashoka, we get information only about one queen of Ashoka. Means in the rock edicts of Ashoka, we find mention only the name of one queen, and that is Karuvaki or Charuvaki. Except that, according to Deepvans, Mahavans, Divya Pradhan and Jain texts, Ashoka had Asandimitra, Padmavati and Devi, a daughter of a Brahman from Vidisha, whose son and daughter were Mahendra and Sanghamitra. Is that clear? So in this way, according to the rock edicts of Ashoka, means we find the mention of his queen Charuvaki in the rock edicts, and it she is the only queen mentioned in the inscriptions of Ashoka. Is that clear? Okay. So Ashoka became the ruler in 269, means by coronation, and actually came in power in 273 before Common Era. And after coming in power, we find two major victories of Ashoka. Means we can say that according to Rastarangini, according to Kalhan's Rastarangini, Ashoka invaded Kashmir in the 7th year of his coronation. But about the invasion of Ashoka on Kashmir, we didn't find any description in any other source. Means except Rastarangini, there is no mention about the victory of Ashoka over Kashmir. Okay, and after getting victory on Kashmir, Ashoka established a new town there, which is known as Srinagar. Srinagar was populated by Ashoka. And according to some inscriptions, Ashoka also populated Lalitpatan, a town in Nepal. Okay, so Kashmir was occupied by Ashoka in the 7th year of his coronation, according to Kalhan's Rastarangini. Okay, so Kalhan mentioned that Ashoka was the first Maurya ruler who occupied Kashmir. And in the same book, we also find mention that Ashoka was the follower of Shaivism, Lord Shiva, before being a Buddhist. After that, in the 8th year of his coronation, Ashoka invaded Kalinga. So Kalinga was invaded by Ashoka in the 8th year of his coronation. And this war was a life-changing war for Ashoka. Mean to say that after this war, the life of Ashoka was completely changed. According to the different inscriptions and different records, nearby 1 lakh people were killed in this war. And after noticing this great massacre, Ashoka was deeply hurted, and finally it decided not to war, or you can say that he left Yudh Ghosh and adopted Hari Ghosh. So in this war, nearby 1 lakh people died. And after noticing this massacre, Ashoka finally thought to leave the Yudh Ghosh and adopted Hari Ghosh. Yudh Ghosh and adopted, finally he decided to quit the Yudh Ghosh or Bheri Ghosh and adopted Dham Ghosh. Sorry for that. Actually, he decided not to war, or we can say that he left Yudh Ghosh or Bheri Ghosh and adopted Dham Ghosh at the place of Yudh Ghosh or Bheri Ghosh. Is that clear? Okay. After that, about this war, we find information from Hathi Gunpa Rock Addict. Hathi Gunpa rock addict was a rock addict related with the ruler of the future ruler of Kalinga, that was Hathi. Okay, and according to this rock addict, at the time of Ashoka, means when Ashoka invaded Kalinga, at that time Nand Raja was the ruler of Kalinga. And after this great massacre, Ashoka left the war, and in this way he became the follower of Buddhism, adopted Dham Ghosh at the place of Bheri Ghosh or Yudh Ghosh. Is that clear? Okay. After that, Ashoka made Tosli as the capital of Kalinga, and in this way Kalinga became a part of Ashoka's empire. Is that clear? Okay. After that, according to Buddhist texts, according to some Buddhist texts, Shraman Nigro was the Buddhist monk who praised Ashoka to join the Buddhism, and according to Divyavadan, Upgupta according to Divyavadan, Upgupta was the Buddhist monk who praised Ashoka to join Buddhism, and in this way finally Ashoka joined Buddhism, and he became a great follower of Buddhism due to the religious preaching given by Mongli Buddhists. Is that clear? Okay. After that, the next point, Third Buddhist Council was organized at the time of Ashoka. Third Buddhist Council was organized at the time of Ashoka. Third Buddhist Council was organized at the time of Ashoka, and this Buddhist council was organized under the chairmanship of Mongli Buddhists, and in this Buddhist council Mongli Buddhists composed Abhidhamma. Is that clear? Okay. And finally Ashoka became a Buddhist, and Ashoka visited different places, means he made a religious travel of different places related with the life of Mahatma Buddha. For example, in the 10th year of his coronation, Ashoka visited Bodh Gaya. On the other hand, in 20th of coronation, Ashoka visited Lumbini. Is that clear? Okay. After that, when he was on the tour of Lumbini at that time at a place called Rumandi, Ashoka reduced the text from 1/6 to 1/8, and we find information about this text reduction from Rumandi rock added from Rumandi inscriptions. Is that clear? So in this way, in the last days of his life, Ashoka became Buddhist. Mean to say that in the first half he was follower of Saivism, and after the Kaling war he became follower of Buddhism. But it does not mean that he didn't have respect for other religions. he had equal respect for other religions also. For example, Ashoka built 4 camps for Ajivikas, which were Sudama, Chapar, Karn and Visrajhopri. So 4 major camps were built by Ashoka for the followers of Ajivik sect. Okay, Sudama, Chapar, Karn and Visrajhopri. According to some texts, only Sudama, Karn and Visrajhopri were built by Ashoka, and the Chapar was built by his successor Dashrath. Okay. Now, in this way, we discussed that Ashoka was the most important ruler of this dynasty who became in power in 273 before Common Era. He became the ruler, or we can say that he was coronated on 269 before Common Era. Is that clear? Okay. And finally, Ashoka died in 232 before Common Era. So, in this way, in this video, I explained you the most important things and elements related with Ashoka. If there will be any doubt in your mind while watching this video, you can write me in the comment section. I will definitely help you to resolve all your doubts. Till then, stay at your home and be safe. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Jai Hind.